Well, a lot of us move through life feeling like our story isn't big enough, right? Dramatic enough, important enough to share. But sometimes the most meaningful conversations come from the quiet moments, the everyday experiences, right? And the pieces of ourselves that we don't always think matter. So this morning we are sitting down for a real, open, and quiet conversation with my dear friend Kaitlin Chappell Rogers, someone who knows what it's like to kind of question the value of your own story and who now uses that journey to encourage others. Kaitlin, sister, we love you. LOL that I was like, quiet conversation. It ain't gonna be quiet. Do you
We've
know
never had a
us?
quiet
That's
conversation
crazy.
in our life.
You got your little quiet baby over here
well,
too.
he
Fresh
just
out
started
the womb.
making some sounds. I was like, if y'all hear baby noises, it's because
What
baby
is he
boy
now?
number
Is he a
3.
month yet? What is
He's
2 months?
2.5 months.
2.5. Okay.
Yep.
He's so perfect.
And
He's standing
all
by.
3 of my boys have been off to the side at one point or another while I've been on here.
We
special.
love to see you
So
do
special.
it. And that's something, again, it's so interesting we're kind of talking about because, well, should we say the big announcement of
I
what
think we
today
should.
is?
I think we
Okay,
should.
go ahead and leave with that.
Okay, so Peyton and I finally got to record a podcast on my podcast,
Finally.
The Comeback Couch.
Truly.
And we're really kind of talking about what we talked in depth about on the podcast. So this is like a little teaser. You'll have to go listen to the
Which
full
we did it a
conversation.
while ago, and it
We
was funny,
did.
like
I was still
reading over
pregnant.
it. Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were still pregnant, and we were just chatting again about kind of stories because I think
Yeah.
you're such a great storyteller, and you're so sweet with all of your guests on the podcast. You were kind of asking me just about my story, my testimony. You have a big story here in partnership with WFF 48.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy how the Lord has now again continued to cross our paths and launch Candid with Kaitlin, but. What should we share about? Do you want to like kind of say any takeaways you've
once
had?
we sat down, and this happens with almost every guest I have on the podcast, they say, well, I don't really think I have a story.
Yeah.
She said the same thing, and every time we start talking, I start asking questions, and the story unfolds because the whole point is every person, I think we said on the podcast, there are 7 billion people in the world. Every person has a story, and not one single story is the same. Like, even if I meet someone that we have a lot of similarities, I mean, we share the similarity of a background in news, like we're a lot alike. There are hundreds of differences in our stories.
Yeah.
And that's so beautiful because then you reach people with all the little unique things you have, you reach different people. And so if you're watching this and you've ever thought, well, I don't have a powerful story because it's not drastic, it is drastic. It is drastic, and you do have a story, and you are called to share it.
And because the Lord is amazing, you guys. The Lord didn't just make a ton of people where it's like, you're all right. Like, no. He made amazing people, each of us with an individual story. That's something that, it's kind of coming back to me now. Again, it was funny. We were going to talk about the podcast, and I was like, we recorded it. We also were chatting until like midnight, by the way. On a work night.
On a school night.
On a work night.
My husband made us white chicken chili.
He rocked. Hey, Caleb.
Hey,
we
Caleb.
love you. No, it was absolutely fantastic.
He talked to us for like an hour maybe,
Yeah.
and then he was falling asleep, and we still hadn't pressed record.
No.
We
hadn't even, we talked for multiple hours prior to recording the podcast.
I think we pressed record at maybe like 10:30.
Correct. And then it was like, okay, now it's going on midnight. I actually think I left your house post 12
Post midnight. Oh, absolutely.
Literally.
Yeah.
It was wild.
That's
but
how
no,
good it is. You gotta
so
listen
sweet.
to it.
It was.
We talk
Again,
about working in new. We talk about everything.
yeah, and again, story specifically, and I do kind of want to touch on that because I'm again, it's coming back to me a little bit. I remember we chatted about, so I'm one of those people, I was so blessed to grow up in a Christian home. Shout out to my mom and daddy. I went to a Christian school, and I do think when you're kind of in that space, you wonder, do I have a testimony, right? Do I have this, I mean, Caitlin's podcast is The Comeback Couch, and it's like, do I kind of have this comeback? And you start to question your faith because, I mean, so much, obviously, we have to know that we were once dead and now we're alive.
Yep.
And I was blessed enough, you know, I made that decision to follow Jesus at 11. I think we have pictures of my baptism. I was like really little in like a creek. It was so like old school. Yeah, there I am, like 11. Girl, we did it at Cane Creek in my town in Waxhaw.
I love that.
Little 11, 12 years old maybe. I think I was 11. My sweet pastor, Pastor Bob, we just went out there and did a big church gathering. But it is interesting, you know, in my adult life, you do start to wonder, like, was that legitimate? And I do think, there's my Pastor Bob, sweet Pastor Bob. Hey, he's like a granddaddy to me. But again, no, I do think children can know the Lord. He uses all of our stories individually in that sweet way. And we're all testaments of his goodness and his faith. And some people have, again, kind of these drastic comebacks.
Yeah.
And for some people, their story looks different, but still just as powerful.
But the enemy wants to say, like, do you have a testimony? So that you'll sit down and shut up and not share.
Yeah.
And it takes the super powerful, like, I was on drugs or had this awful tragedy in my life and came to know the Lord. And he uses, I grew up in a Christian home, and this is my faith journey. He uses both of them.
Yeah.
Because he can.
Truly.
That's what he does.
Because he's that fantastic. I was just watching It's a Wonderful Life. Y'all, classic in so many ways. And it's so great, you know, obviously the narrative, you know, he wishes he had never been born, and then he starts to see like all of these things that did. It's like, oh, well, your brother drowned because you weren't there to save him, and your employer went to prison because he accidentally committed a crime that you prevented. It's like your wife never married and she never got to experience the joy of a family, like all of these things.
All of it.
And he's like, wait, I want my life back. Yeah, and it's so beautiful. So you matter. You have purpose.
You do.
Kaitlin is such a reminder of that for me personally, and she's great in every way. We love you, Princess. Podcast again releasing today, which is exciting. LOL, hope it's great. I haven't listened to it or anything.
I can't wait for y'all to hear it.
But again, every story's beautiful. Tell us though one more time for people who want more from you, girl. You got other episodes, more people coming on. Big year coming up too in 2026.
Yeah, big year in 2026. My book will launch in September. But for now, you can go to Kaitlin Chappell Rogers on Instagram and head to the Comeback Couch podcast to listen to all the episodes, but mostly Peyton's.
Cannot wait. Oh my goodness, no. Kaitlin is the best. Also, we have to talk book next time. We're out of time.
We're out of time, and good job to my baby because he did not.
He's asleep, I think. Oh, he just opened his eyes. He's probably like, Mom's on TV, whatever. No, he's perfect. We love you, my girl. Thank you so much.